Imagine two people walking into a high-stakes interview. They have identical resumes, the same elite education, and they answer every question with the exact same level of brilliance. On paper, they are indistinguishable, but in the eyes of the person holding the checkbook, they are worlds apart. One of them is about to be offered a significantly higher starting salary, while the other is already facing an invisible tax before they've even signed the contract. We like to believe we live in a pure meritocracy, a world where your paycheck is a direct reflection of your grit, your talent, and your late nights at the office. But what if there's a hidden variable, a secret number that fluctuates every morning when you step on the scale, silently dictating how much the world thinks you are worth? Researchers Timothy Judge and Daniel Cable decided to pull back the curtain on this uncomfortable reality. They wanted to know, in the modern workplace, do the thin actually win? To find the answer, they didn't just look at a quick snapshot of data. They went deep, analyzing two massive longitudinal studies, one from the United States and one from Germany. They tracked thousands of individuals over several years, watching as their weights shifted and their bank accounts grew or shrunk. This wasn't just a survey about feelings or perceptions. This was a cold, hard look at the correlation between physical mass and the dollar amount on a W-2. What they discovered is a narrative of two completely different worlds, separated by a gender divide that is as fascinating as it is haunting. For women, the data revealed what can only be described as a thinness premium, but it wasn't a simple straight line. The researchers found a negative relationship between weight and income that was at its most aggressive, its most punishing, at the very thin end of the distribution. Think about that for a moment. It means the financial reward for being thin isn't just a general trend, it's a steep, precarious peak. The closer a woman nears to the societal ideal of slender, the more her earnings skyrocket. But the moment she moves even slightly away from that extreme edge, long before she would ever be considered overweight by medical standards, the financial penalty hits. It's as if society places a massive premium on the perceived discipline of being thin, and any deviation is treated as a loss of professional value. For women, the win is found in the pursuit of the less. But then, the researchers looked at the men, and the entire script flipped. In the world of male earnings, the waif-thin guy isn't the winner. In fact, he's being financially penalized for his lack of bulk. The study found a positive relationship between weight and pay for men that continues all the way until they hit the threshold of obesity.
For a man, adding physical mass, literally taking up more room in the world, was often associated with higher pay. It suggests an ancient subconscious association we carry between physical size and authority. A thin man might be seen as less substantial in a boardroom negotiation, his smaller frame translating to a perceived lack of presence or leadership. It is only when a man's weight crosses the line into obesity that the trend finally reverses and the weight tax begins to take its toll. Why does our society work this way? The researchers point toward a concept called cultivation theory. From the time we are children, we are fed a relentless diet of media and social cues that tell us what success looks like. We've been cultivated to expect our female leaders to be slender and our male leaders to be imposing. We don't even realize we're doing it, but when we sit across from a colleague, our brains are running these ancient, biased programs.
We are essentially paying people to fit a visual mold that has nothing to do with their actual productivity. This research forces us to confront a truth that is difficult to swallow. Our professional judgments are often anything but professional. They are deeply rooted in biases we rarely acknowledge. It makes you wonder about your last promotion or that raise you didn't get. Was it really about your quarterly report? Or was it about the silhouette you cast when you walked into the room? You'll start to notice this everywhere now, in the movies you watch, the people who get promoted in your office, and the silent expectations we place on ourselves. The data suggests that the scale isn't just measuring your health, it's measuring your perceived value in a world that hasn't quite learned how to look past the surface. Next time you're in a meeting, pay attention to the space people take up. It might tell you more about their salary than their resume ever could.
Does this change the way you see your own career path? Or does it make you question the very definition of worth in the modern world?